Last group again, let's go.
I met Michael in grade 5. He didn't really talk to anyone that much in elementary. And then once we got to junior high, he was the most lively one there. And then we went to high school where there was only me and him. I'm not in any of his classes, but we still talk a lot and hang out a lot, so we keep up to date with each other. I think he's really calm, he's really mellow. He's like the coolest guy ever. I haven't seen him hurt anyone ever, so like physically or emotionally at all. He's a level-headed guy, and I'm glad to be his friend. So.
Make sure you grab your glasses.
I guess I came to know Michael through science. We had a lab one day, and we just got paired together, and we just started our friendship there. He's smart, so if I ever have trouble, I can ask him. And I have several friends who are all different cultures, and we can talk about it. And they don't pressure me, or I don't pressure them into being that culture. Myself, personally, I'm Christian, and even being pretty good friends with Michael, I've never been pressured into becoming Buddhist.
My name is Michael Nguyen. When I was 10 years old, I came to the temple, Truc Lam Monastery in Edmonton from Toronto. Once I first saw the brothers, I realized that I wanted to become a monk like them. It was a family. I felt like it was a friendship. Now I'm already a monk, just still in training to become an official monk.
When I first came here, people who lived here were Michael, Peter, Patrick, William, Gordon, and Joshua. My friendship with Michael is very tight, to the point where I believe we can be called brothers, because if that we need help, we'll help each other. We are always there for each other. We always got each other's backs.
I remember in 2005, I went to Toronto. I know one family there. She contacted me and would like to invite me to come over for dinner. That lady, she knew Michael's parents. And at that time, Michael already followed the parents to the temple in Toronto. So we met all together on that night. And Michael sit with me to have dinner together. And he is very gentle, very quiet, and very mature. I didn't say anything, just like a very regular conversation. But after I back to Edmonton, Michael told his parents that he want to go to Edmonton to stay with Thai. The parents told him he is only 9. So if he want, he have to wait until he turned 10. So one day in March, right on his birthday, he called me. He said, "Thai, today is my birthday. I turned to 10. So I will see you in June." That means after he finished his school there. So Michael came here in June 2006. I used to told them, "Thai, try the best to support and to teach you whatever I know. And if you devote and wholeheartedly to practice, you will gain the peace not only for yourself, but also this is a gift for your parents, for your ancestors, and for our city. You can see that the young generation are the same age as you. Your generation need your support, need your spiritual help.
Don't put too much ink on it. I teach Michael Art 20, which is grade 11 art. I didn't know a lot about Michael. I knew he was living as a monk in training, but other than that, I had no background. So I'm getting to know Michael this year. There's more going on in Michael than I've had the opportunity to know yet. So I'm interested to watch his process as an artist. When I discuss lesson plans, I'm always worried that, are they understanding? And when I go through one-on-one with the students after I've done my spiel at the beginning of the class to make sure everyone's on track. And I never have to refrain from Michael. Whether, again, if it's his training that gives him an understanding of concepts that are a little bit more advanced, I definitely pick that up in him. When I talk about like the metaphorical textures or shapes or transitions, that is a language he's familiar with. So he has a stronger inner conversation, if that makes sense. He knows more about himself than a lot of 15 or 16-year-olds do. He's not distracted by any of the other stuff that goes on in the room, whereas the other students, depending on the student, can be distracted at a whim and be off task or chatting with their friends. He is 100% committed when he's in your room to the task at hand. I think we have to start using this end of the clothesline here, guys.
Last year he was more of an anomaly because I remember seeing him in the hallway and it was just like, and then asking staff, that young man who's dressed like a monk, what's going on? But this year he's Michael.
I met Michael last year in Chinese class. One of my friends, she said hi to him, because she was sitting right in front of him. And I was sitting right beside her, and we just started talking and asking random questions, like, why is he a monk, and is he allowed to do this or that? We were just curious if it's hard to not marry, or if it's hard to, if you want like a cell phone or something, like you have to restrain yourself, or he was very calm and very nice and actually explained the full depth of why he can't marry or why he can't have a job.
We're a civic nation and we coalesce around what? Laws.
He can't marry because monks are supposed to take care of other people, and if they marry, they have to take care of their family because family goes first before anyone else. Knowing he can't have relationships or have a girlfriend or boyfriend, I just feel like I'm comfortable with him and he's comfortable with me because there's no feelings there, He also helped me with some problems as well. I had a fight with my best friend and I just told him my story and all he did was just listen because I just needed someone to listen. And then he also listened to my best friend's side of the story too, and he tried to kind of rekindle the friendship, I guess. His religion used to be our religion, so we kind of still trust him and tell him our story, since we kind of feel the connection, because I used to be Buddhist, and my best friend used to be Buddhist too. But now she's Christian, and I'm atheist. So I feel like that I can still kind of talk to him, It's high school, so there's a lot of drama, but to him, I think he just brings peace around the people that he's with sometimes. Whenever I'm angry, or just having a bad day, when I'm near him or like with talking to him, just makes me like cool down, and I don't know, it's just his presence just makes me like all happy, and you know.
Anh 80 phải không? Em 81, em 87.
Actually, I came to Canada in 1981.
Yeah, me.
And then we met together in Vietnamese community in Toronto.
Yeah, me and him get married in 1990. Yeah, after 6 years, I give birth Michael.
After a few years, 5-6 years.
Yeah, 6
later.
years, yeah.
Yeah, at that time he came to Canada behind me a couple of years, 7-8 years.
Yeah.
But still, the life there very difficult, miserable under communism. Yeah. So that's why you see a lot of people, both people, mention both people.
Yeah.
But beside that, a lot of people die too. So that's why we're looking for the way to get the freedom. Yeah,
the same my husband. Yeah. I go to by bus, and a lot of people pass away in the stores.
They mean die on the sea. Yeah.
My boss, small boss, a lot of people. Yeah.
How many people?
98 people. Yeah. Some people sick. Some people cướp biển là sao?
Pirate, right?
Pirate. Yeah. Take a young woman. Yeah. It take some people die. I scared a lot people. When I young, I go to temple with my mom and my dad.
Yeah, in my country, my family, for traditional family, usually in Vietnam, about, I think 90% and Buddhism. Yeah. When we were there in Toronto, we go in the temple every week.
Every Sunday.
Michael, we go together with us. When he was 5 years old.
He loved temple. Yeah.
We chanting in the temple usually 1 hour, right? 1 hour, 1.5, but long time. He's still sick, very quiet. But besides some children, they already run around. But same age with him. Yeah. But he different, special, different.
Tâm Bồ Đề kiên cố xa bề khổ nguồn mây chống quay về bờ gia.
You asked me about why to came to Calgary. That's why the first thing closer with the church, that means the Buddha and Dharma and Sangha.
Yeah. Đấng Pháp Vương vô thượng ba cõi chẳng ai bằng, thầy dạy khắp trời người, cha lành chúng bốn loài, quy y tròn một niệm, dứt sạch nghiệp ba kỳ, xưng dương cùng tán thán, ức kiếp không cùng tận.
So we need to live very close as possible to church. That everybody, every beauty need it. And beside that, we have Michael very close to us. Yeah. When we have a family in Toronto, every night we go sleep together with him and have to tell him story on the book. I have to read the story. Lie down side by side with him, and we sleep. Yeah, sleep together. One small bed like that. One night I was with him, right, and he saw the calendar. So you see some small novice on the calendar. the small brother, a little bit smaller, but no hair there, right? And she said, "Oh, Daddy, one day I would like to become like that. That means no hair, right? And I wear the different suit from in the
Yellow.
temple, like
White,
that.
yellow,
Yeah, I would like
yellow.
to get the yellow robe, right? The yellow
Yeah.
robe, like you, Thai. Yeah, okay, one day because you're not small, not 10 years old yet. Only met with Thai Papa only one time in Toronto, but Michael already have sympathized with Thai right after that. Yeah, maybe the part in the life before, both of them, both Thai and Michael, they met already before. Yeah, that follow in my religion. She mentioned about that.
He love Pháp Hòa. He said, "Mommy, I want go to temple Edmonton, Mommy."
He will
Every day.
He will enjoy with the Thai, right?
Yeah, he tell every day. Yeah, but the first time I ride.
She write every night for that time. Usually, when you have a son to lead your family to go in temple, you have to agree to let Michael to join with the temple forever. But that day, he had a big celebration there too in the temple. Thai Papa Thai have to ask the parent allow to we give permission or not. Not everybody they go in there, no.
On July 6, 2006, there was a big, huge ceremony for me and Thai Pha Hua. The Grand Master, he passed down the role of abbot to Thai Pha Hua, and I also became a novice on that day. At first, I was very nervous, just sitting down with my parents together before Thai called my name up to come up towards the monks. There were a lot of people, maybe hundreds of Vietnamese practitioners. There's many monks from other places around the world. They asked me questions on like, what are the 3 reasons of you why to become a monk? I told them that the first reason I want to become vegetarian. The second was I wanted to learn the sutras of the Buddha. And lastly, becoming the most venerable monk. And everyone started laughing because there's never been a person who says, I want to become the most venerable. Most people say, I want to become the Buddha. During the ceremony, the masters would come to me and cut my hair, just small bits, and after the ceremony, they would shave my head to show I was ordained. The monks are required to shave their hair because we live through our days as a peaceful monk, and through that we're liberated from outside things, such as our family, or having our wife or husband, or having a job. And it shows that we are releasing or shaving our suffering away. My Dharma name is Jum Tien, which is the middle path of wholesomeness. Whenever I remember that name, it reminds me to come back to myself and do the things that I should do that's good.
Yeah, I feel I'm very happy. Yeah, because Michael love everyone. Yeah. I'm very happy.
Actually, she didn't mention about that. When the Michael left us in Toronto, the first week we upset too because my son. Yeah.
My ordination changed their life also, from being like a normal parent to becoming a spiritual parent also. They moved to Calgary. The reason why was to get close to me, but not too close because they'll ruin my practice. But they still come visit me, or we phone each other or emailed to stay connected.
And now, now electronic, now technology very fast. Facebook between Daddy and son
Email.
and with Michael. Not every day, but once a while. We know that because, we leave him alone, to learning something at school, and beside that special in the temple, monastery with Thai, right? And we all the time, me and my wife told him, listen, listen to Thầy. Ba nghiệp lắng thanh tịnh, gợi lòng theo tiếng chuông. Nguyện người nghe tình thức vượt thoát nẻo đau buồn. Nguyện tiếng chuông này vang pháp giới, xa xôi tâm tôi mọi loài nghe.
First time I was meditating, I was thinking about other things in my mind, not focusing breathing in and breathing out. But then when I realized I had to breathe in and out slowly, mindfully, I realized that I can control my body, control my mind. I don't think about anything else, just breathing. But then if I do, I recognize it and I just let it go. When I was ordained as a monk, I took the 5 precepts. The first 5 for everyone that are practicing as Buddhists is the first one's not to kill living things or in our minds, such as bullying others physically or mentally. The second is not to steal. The third is sexual misconduct. If we're married, we try our best not to cheat on our wife or our husband, so that we don't cause division in our family or abuse to our children or future generations. The fourth is not to lie or use words that cause division or discord. And we try our best to listen deeply to others and use compassionate words. The last one is mindful consumption, consuming goods or foods that can nourish the body and not consuming any other intoxicants such as drugs, alcohol, or smoking. So those are our first 5 for our practitioners as Buddhist practitioners. The extra 5 that as monastic practice. The 6th precept would be as monks and nuns, we try our best not to use perfume or cologne, and that we try our best to see that our life is very simple. The 7th precept is try our best not to be engaged with too much technology or entertainment such as magazines, TV shows or books. We need to try our best to look for something that gives us a learning opportunity. The 8th precept is not to become too luxurious, such as wearing a lot of branding clothes or sleeping on luxury beds, such as king-size, queen-size beds. The 9th precept is not to eat meat or try our best to become vegetarian, and also eat at right times with the Sangha, not at different times, unless you are sick. 10th precept is not to hold any money. If we have money, then we should give it to our masters. My brothers and I, we always receive money from Chinese New Year's, and Thai has allowed us to keep us. But we give 50% of our money towards charity. And so those are the extra 5 precepts that as a monk I practice.
I lived here for 1 month in 2009 to see how it was to practice as a monk. So I liked it, so then I asked to stay. So in 2011, I came to live and practice as a practitioner. When I came here, it was a bit harder for me because back in Toronto, I wouldn't do that much work. I would just go home and do my homework and play around. But over here, when I'm practicing, I practice every second of my life. So maybe if it's mindful eating or mindful washing or mindful working, it was a bit hard for me to get used to it at first, but then eventually I got used to it, which was very peaceful for me and very convenient for me in my daily life. Back in Toronto, my mom would have to work overtime just to earn a bit more money, so she'd work from 2 in the afternoon until 12 o'clock at night. So I only see my mom every morning before I go to school. So then, except for the weekends, so it's a bit lonely for me because I do nothing at home really, just watch TV. But over here, I can spend time with Brother Michael. We have fun together. We do a lot of activities. It's more fun than Toronto for me. Sometimes when I practice, I have difficulties, he helps me a bit. If I'm working and I need a bit of help, he would just come and help me. I always look up to him. When he's doing work, I try to do the same thing as him because everywhere he goes, people are like very happy to see him. He does everything mindfully and like very good. I try to do like as much work as he does. I try to help people like he does. I want to be like, try to be like him, kind of. I feel like Thai is both my mom and dad, and the brothers are my brothers. I see that because Thai, he takes care of me in all areas, the practice for my health, everything. And I think I see my brothers as my brothers, my close brothers, because they help me with my work, my homework, and they support me on my practice.
In the Buddhist tradition, the parents, if they are very devoted to the practice, the parents used to bring their kids to temple when they were young. And of course, when they come to temple, and the life of the temple is very simple like that. Vegetarian and, chanting, meditate, and of course, we have some time to relax. And if you have the affinity with the practice, automatically you attract. I met all the young boys in many different ways. And I never have the purpose to attract them, to inspire them or anything. But maybe the way I treat them, the way I love them, the way I come to them, maybe have something touch them. I don't know. And in the Buddhist belief, we believe that you must be something very strong to the Buddhist in the past. That's why when you come back to this life, that really inspire you, that really attract you. And no matter what happened, you still very strong in your practice. The lotus is very important in Buddhism because the lotus is the flower that grown in the mud. If there is no mud, no lotus. The lotus plant must grow under the mud. And from the mud, there is a beautiful flower, bloom and fragrance like a lotus. And the lotus is one of the flowers that able to make the dirty water clean. What does that mean? The mud symbolizes for, the disquiet society. Our practice, we cannot escape, we cannot jump, we cannot move away, run away from the mud in order to get enlightenment. If you have no suffer, you never know what is called happiness. So that's why you see when they portray the Buddha or when they make the Buddha statue, they always make the Buddha sit on a lotus. Sitting on the lotus means that is the one who are fully awake, who are able to live their life without the influence from the bad. So in the Buddhist practice, you want to attain the fruit of the practice, you cannot run away from this entire war. You have to be right in this society in order to awake, in order to realize the path of the practice. You want to help people, but you never involve, you never get close to people. How can you understand their suffering in order to help? That is the meaning of the lotus. So whoever live in this quiet society, but you do not influence by this society, you are the lotus.
Multiculturalism, by the way, last year was declared by the leaders of France, Germany, and England to have been a failure in their countries. Did you hear that? That's a pretty radical thing. In England, in France, and in Germany.
I play the role of devil's advocate as a teacher, and I throw controversial things out and in the beginning to see if anybody's awake and listening and if they got that. And so my premise is that Canada will fail, or that's my conclusion rather, that Canada will fail.
Building, designing, through law.
This is a grand experiment, the global village, to come to Canada and to grow roots here, roots that were planted long ago in some ancient place on the far side of the world, and that people come and transplant those roots here and grow those cultures here so that we end up with a multicultural society. And so my argument to my students is that this is unlikely to succeed, that the ancient animosities, the ancient divisions will rear their ugly heads here, and that we'll end up dividing the country, and ultimately the Canadian experiment will fail. And I'm looking for challengers.
People are tied to the land, to ethnicity.
In our classrooms, and it's true here, are the children of all the world's troubles. What we have at McNally, we're sort of a middle-class kind of school, so we don't have that many very fresh immigrants, but there are schools in the city that have much larger populations of very fresh immigrants to the country who came as refugees oftentimes and are looking to settle and to make a new life here. We have an opportunity to locate on our sameness, to locate on empathy, to locate on our humanity, and to look at the world's problems not through an Asian lens or through an African lens or through a Eurasian lens, but to look at it from the humanist point of view.
One thing, fellas, on our defensive slide, we're going right to center. You're cutting it short every time. We have to touch the tiger with our feet in the middle. You cut corners, you're not getting the ball. Every time you're cutting it short. Right to center.
In the context of Michael, he is quite obviously committed to the orthodoxy in his faith, but in so many other ways, extremely open-minded. He doesn't present as a closed-minded person. And that, in contrast to some others who may have a particular, can I say, theological or philosophical orthodoxy, Michael presents as a respectful person with an orthodox position, but also with a very, very open and fluid mind, a mind that's willing to go into some of the very odd places that I ask them to go.
We're out of balance, guys. Reset the line. No water. No water. Hands up. Hands up. Hands up.
After tryouts, I came to the coach and asked if I was on. And at first, he said I didn't make it. At first, I felt so sad. But I realized that it's maybe next year I won't be able to have that opportunity. So I asked if I can become the manager, taking care of the roster sheets, preparing, getting all the equipment ready. So that led to me becoming the team manager.
Because I believe you can close out those shots. Handing out in the second half, we'll work on 4 out. Okay? 1, 2, Tigers! Shot. Yeah, wait for it, Kate. Yeah, good, Tate. Nolan, get out, Nolan. Nolan, that's you, close it.
Could you tell us how Michael came to make the team?
Well,
through tryouts, Michael was one of the last players that we identified as somebody we would cut for the team. What ended up happening was Michael approached the head coach, Mr. Bondar, and asked if he could manage the team. Totally dedicated. We were shorthanded a few times in practice, and he stepped in there, learned all of our plays, even as a non-member of the team. Learned all our plays, ran with the boys. Next thing we knew, we felt that just that dedication to the team was worth a spot on the team, and he's worked himself into a fairly regular spot in the rotation of the boys.
Now that he's playing, is he up to the bar?
Yeah, and a really big spike in his ability. So he's gone from, and mostly due to confidence. So confident player who's feeling good about knowing where to be on the floor, and the rest will come from there.
Times that we went through difficulties of connecting with one another, we realized that we had to step up or we won't make it. So we did, and we made it to the finals. But near the end, we lost to Wagner by a couple of points. But we beat teams that beat us. So that showed us that we have improved a lot. We tried our best, and that's what gave us our result. At the age of 13, I received my yellow robe, showing that I was a novice. And because back then, during our ordination ceremony, I was ordained as an aspirant, and I started practicing to become a novice. During the ceremony, when I received my yellow robe, I felt I had to be confident of myself because I'm growing up, taking another big step as a monastic.
In Buddhist tradition, the dark yellow and brown symbolize for the earth, because the earth is very wide, very thick. Earth symbolizes for patience. When you have clean water, you pour down, the earth still take it. Dirty water, still take it. Same thing. People blaming you, people praising you, you just take it, but you never attach because you know how to transform them, like the earth able to digest all the water. So a monk, when we put on the robe, it reminds us to learn, be strong, be patient, be solid, like the earth.
Xin mọi loài chúng sanh từ bỏ cõi làng quên theo đường giới định tuệ, quay về trong tỉnh thức. Chúng con kính dân hương cúng dường lên Phật và chư vị Bồ Tát.
In your life as a monastic, you had to help your Thai or your master doing simple things such as taking phone calls, leading chanting sessions, and taking care of the Friday meditation class.
Please turn the chanting book to page 4.
If I really am struggling, I ask my brother to give me advice on how I can overcome that situation or problem. But then I usually think about the situation and try to solve it myself. The general age that you become a bhikkhu, which is becoming an official monk, is age 20, because the practice you have to do, such as learning the precepts, they become more detailed, but they still branch out from the 10 precepts, and also learning how to lead retreats and then instructing novices in the future. And that's kind of a huge responsibility for a bhikkhu or as a monk.
Đi lên núi mua những cái nhà trên núi, tại vì họ nghĩ là lúc đó nước mới dâng lên, rồi leo ra ở chắc an toàn.
Ever since I entered this monastery, became as a novice, I started studying books about Buddha, how the story behind how Buddhism started and how it reached towards many different cultures. What Thai has told my brothers and I that we need to spread the Buddhism around the Western side, because many Westerners, they don't see Buddhism a lot. And so we try our best to reach from Eastern religion towards Western religion.
Thành thử ra nói như vậy cho đại chúng, tất cả chúng ta những người Phật tử ở đây phải vững tâm.
My first ceremony when I was ordained as a novice was a funeral service in Edmonton for our family. I'd never been through a funeral service before when I was little, so it would be my first time also as ordained as a novice, and also as first time in my life to see someone passed away. It was very sad, scary, because you see the body. But then once I overcame that, it got used to me, so I usually help Thai, help them chanting. The hall is important to the community because some of the lay members lost their family and friends. And they asked the master to do funerals for them and help them to come back to themselves. The idea of how Asian cultures practice food offering towards our ancestors or the deceased is that we try to show our gratitude and respect.
In Asian tradition, the ancestor is part of the important part in our life, because without the ancestor, the parents, we are not here. So now, no matter who we are now, we still have parents, we still have ancestor. Another word, the tree has the root. So when we respect the ancestor, that means we go back to the source. So that's why in our temples, we have the back hall, and the front hall we call the Buddha hall. The back hall we call the ancestor hall. When someone passes away, we bring them to the ancestor hall to do the ceremony, to commemorate, to place the picture on the wall. In you, in me, 50% of my father's side, 50% of my mother's side. Even though my great-grandparents on both sides, they pass away, but I know they're in me now. So if I live happily, that means they're happy. If I protect my life, I know how to protect my physical body. At the same meaning, I am protecting them. So when you reflect and you see that, your ancestor, your parents in you, you will not dare to damage your body. You will not dare to damage your life. Instead, you will use this life, you use your body in a meaningful way. When I received a news that one of the members in the Westerner Sangha in the hospital, I went to see him on that day. After a few days, he passed away. And one day, I practiced walking meditation during the snowfall. And then suddenly, I pulled my hand out to receive some of the snowflakes, and the snow dissolved on my hand. I learned the lesson of impermanence. Our life is fragile, light like a snowflake. But if we look deeply, the snow melts to become water and evaporate, to become a piece of cloud. And the cloud will again return as snow. So we learn that death is not the last destination. It's begin for a new life.
In retreats, usually some people are very shy, but you need to get them involved so that they can feel comfortable where they are. That's kind of a big step for me as a leader when I was leading the retreat for them. I had to step up and step outside my comfort zone. And instead of being shy all the time, I had to change myself.
Look at me. Right here. Same attention. So we're playing some group activities.
Michael has been taking more responsibilities. When he first came, he was really shy and really quiet. But as the years went on, I think he got more comfortable with his brothers and with his practice. And he's become very caring and responsible and more outgoing to everyone.
Okay, so telephone trades, it's kind of like charades and telephone combined. What happens is when it's your family's turn, your family will leave the room, and all the other families will decide what you guys will be asking.
I like to come to the retreats because we learn a lot about meditation and mindfulness, and we learn how to live together peacefully and in harmony. And I think it's really nice that I can practice that because it's kind of hard to do that by yourself at home. So it's nice to come here.
What do I do?
Skating or something? I don't know.
Tennis or table tennis? Table tennis. Yeah. Did you get my incense? Yeah, man.
My mom actually tells us a lot of Dharma stories, so Buddhist stories, and I find that like each story she tells us has a lesson. And then so she's been telling us several stories like since we were little all the time. I just take that lesson and then just like utilize it in everyday life. And so they're like Buddhist teaching. Coming from an Asian background, especially since my parents are from Vietnam, like their struggle to come to America was, it was difficult, and they find it like that America's full of opportunities and that their children should utilize it. So it's like you have that pressure where you have to either be like a doctor or a lawyer, or, something big.
After high school, I want to go to France, to Plum Village, to do more Buddhist practice, just like my brothers are. I feel attracted to there. And there's a master in France named Truc Lam that give inspiration to Buddhism, and there's a lot of monks and nuns. And after a few years of there, I will come back and maybe go to university.
Comparing Michael and the novices to my friends, there's a great difference. Novices are more respectful. I guess it's because they're taught better, and it seems that they're not stressed out. They're really relaxed, and I would like that.
Brothers and sisters, when you hear the bell, please meditate on 5 contemplations.
This food is a gift of the earth, the sky, numerous living beings, and much hard and loving work. May we eat with mindfulness and gratitude so as to be worthy to receive this food. May we recognize and transform unwholesome mental formations, especially our greed. May we take only foods that nourish us and keep us healthy. We accept this food so that we may nurture our sisterhood and brotherhood, build our Sangha, and nourish our ideal of serving living beings.
Thank you. Please enjoy your meal in silence.
Not everyone has the mind of, or the feeling of compassion, or the understanding of one another, or being aware around your surroundings. Most people in the modern day worlds aren't always fit to practice the traditional way, but we have to be flexible of practicing Buddhism in a new way.
I really find that being first generation in Canada, that coming into the religion is a little difficult because of all the other influences of other cultures and things like that. And I find that I'm really lucky to be able to have found this retreat and this community, because if I hadn't, then I really don't think that I would have been as involved in the practice as I am now. I find it as a way of life, so just like little tasks, I've tried to be very mindful about it, but my parents take it very traditionally, so they do a lot of sitting down for a long time and chanting, and a lot of rituals and incense and stuff like that, but I kind of use the religion to influence my everyday life.
Belief is in helping each other, helping friends along the path, bring people to the right path, not the wrong path. Because as a monk, you sit down and you listen deeply towards their words, what they want to say, because not all the times friends can always be there for you. Sometimes friends are always busy, and so I have the time to be free and just sit there and listen to their troubles or problems.
I feel really lucky to have the brothers. When I first met them, I was kind of tense because I knew that they were in the practice, and I thought that, oh, they're Buddhist monks, so I probably should not talk to them too much because they're in practice, but honestly, they're just boys. Since they're my age and they're in the practice so much, it really is a constant reminder for me to keep practicing, because sometimes, especially when I'm not here, I kind of forget and I kind of immerse myself in stress and a lot of material things, but then I come back to here and I see my brothers practicing so well, and it just really inspires me to keep going.
Please find yourself a comfortable posture. Close your eyes. Relax your shoulders. Relax your hands and your body. Do not thinking about the past or worry for the future. Just follow your breath. When you're breathing in, you know that you are breathing in. When you're breathing out, you know that you are breathing out. Nothing as valuable as the present moment, as your breath. Breathing in, you calm your body. Breathing out, you calm your mind. Breathing in, you know that you're still alive. Breathing out, you smile. Breathing in, new day to live. Breathing out, using it meaningful. Breathing in, I am aware that my parents, my ancestors, they are in me now. Breathing out, I smile and I breathe for them.
Lord Buddha, I practice to be in touch with you as I touch the earth. I visualize you as a young man in Kapila Vastu. I see you as an ascetic meditating in wild mountains. I see you as a monk practicing samadhi solidly at the foot of Bodhi tree. I visualize you as a noble teacher, instructing disciples on the vulture peak and in the Jita Grove. I see you as a wandering monk whose mindful steps left their mark in the small kingdoms that lay in the valley of the Ganges River. Lord Buddha, you were healthy and strong in body and mind, living a long life without the help of modern medicines. I see you, my teacher, at 80 years old, lying in a lion pose between the two salad trees before passing into nirvana. I touched the earth before King Sudanarna and Queen Maya, the two people who gave birth to Shakyamuni, offering this wonderful teacher to the world. Shakyamuni Buddha, with body, speech, and mind united, I touch the earth in sincere gratitude to you, my root teacher, who manifested on this earth.
Nghe chuông phiền não tan mây khói, ý lặng thân an miệng mỉm cười. Hơi thở nương chuông về chánh niệm, vườn tâm hoa tuệ nở xinh tươi. Nghe tiếng chuông lòng nhẹ buông, tĩnh lặng hết sầu thương, tập buông thả thôi vân vương. Lắng nghe thấu tận nguồn cơn, học nhìn lại hiểu và thương.